I am the one who formed your heart and breathed life into your being. I see every thought that moves through your mind, and I listen to every cry that arises from the depths of your soul. I want you to know that I have never turned away from you, even in moments when you felt overlooked or forgotten. My desire is to show you each day how precious you are to me, and to remind you that no matter what kind of sorrow or uncertainty you face, I am by your side. When you feel the weight of fear pressing down on your spirit, remember that my presence goes before you. I have watched you grow, stumble, and find your way again. You have reached out to me in your hardest moments, and I have always drawn near with compassion that knows no limit. My love does not vanish when you struggle. It does not fade when you doubt. Instead, it rises stronger, ready to lift you above the shadows that threaten your hope. You can rest in my arms when you feel weary. I will shield you and preserve you with the warmth of my everlasting care. You are here for a reason, and your life is a continuous testimony of my promise to be with you through all seasons. Let your tears flow if you must, for I understand your pain. When you release the hidden burdens of your heart, you open yourself to the healing I long to give. Do not think you have to present yourself as perfect before me. I know your strengths, but I also see your flaws. My child, I am here to set you free from the guilt that tries to imprison you and the regrets that whisper you are not worthy of my love. In my eyes, you have always been more precious than you can imagine. My intention is to lead you forward, holding your hand with a patient and gentle touch, so that you discover the beauty of forgiveness and the depth of restoration I offer. When challenges loom like towering giants, you might wonder if you have what it takes to keep going. Let me assure you, you are stronger than you believe, for my spirit dwells within you, renewing your resolve each morning. Obstacles will appear, storms will rage, and voices may arise to tell you that you cannot survive the battle. Yet in those trying moments, keep looking to me. Let my word fill your heart with light and truth. When your mind is overwhelmed, I will be your calm. When your body is exhausted, I will be your energy. When confusion attempts to lead you astray, I will guide you back to the safe path that brings you hope and clarity. There are times when you might feel you have strayed too far or made too many mistakes. Perhaps a sense of shame tries to convince you that it is impossible for you to come back home to me. This is not true. Every time you feel lost, I am ready to open my arms and welcome you. I see beyond your failures to the person you truly are. You have a purpose on this earth that no one else can fulfill, and even if you have doubts, I believe in you. My mercy renews itself constantly, cleansing your spirit like fresh dew in the morning. Bring your anxieties to me. Pour out your heart without reservation, and I will respond with reassurance, comfort, and the power to rise above every trial. I care about your family, your friendships, and your daily needs. I take note of every detail in your life. The dreams you hold close, the silent prayers you whisper, the burdens you try so hard to carry alone. Allow me to share those burdens. Hand me your worries and let go of that gripping tension in your heart. Breathe deeply and receive the peace I want to bestow upon you. Do not be alarmed if the path looks long and uncertain. I have already measured every mile and prepared the answers you need. You are not facing this world by yourself. My heavenly messengers stand ready to defend you, and my presence offers a safe refuge whenever you call upon me. Keep trusting in my power and do not let your courage fail. If you stumble, I will be right there to help you stand again, to cleanse the dust from your feet, and to remind you that nothing can separate you from my everlasting love. Sometimes the shadows of doubt or discouragement may creep in, trying to convince you that I am far away. Understand that I see your inner battles, and I know how each thought can either bring you closer to me or drive you deeper into sadness. When you choose to focus on my words of comfort, you will discover rivers of hope flowing through your soul. When you hold on to faith, even as you tremble, you will see how I transform obstacles into stepping stones, how I change mourning into dancing, and how I bring joy out of sorrow. No matter how loud the voices of negativity become, my voice is more powerful, more certain, more filled with kindness. I have watched you from the moment you entered this life. At times, you walked through valleys of anguish, convinced that joy would never return. Yet even in those valleys, I have been next to you, whispering encouragement. My love goes far beyond what you can grasp, because I formed your heart to receive this love, an infinite well that will never dry. In the depths of your despair, call out to me. I will come with gentleness, but also with the fierce determination to pull you out of any pit. That same love that called you by name will accompany you throughout your lifetime. It will steady your steps, heal your wounds, and give you the assurance that you are cherished, no matter what happens. I am deeply aware of the troubles that surround you. Financial uncertainties, conflicts at home, concerns over your health. None of these are invisible to me. While others may dismiss your struggles or criticize you for feeling overwhelmed, I do not. Instead, I extend my hand so you can hold on to me for strength and deliverance. You were never meant to shoulder these burdens alone. Let them fall into my keeping, and you will see how I turn impossibilities into testimonies of grace. My plan for you is not destruction, but a life overflowing with purpose, love, and new beginnings. Surrender the weight of your concerns, and let me guide your steps toward a horizon of lasting peace and fulfillment. When you are on the verge of tears and cannot find words to describe your pain, I am here. Speak to me from the raw depths of your heart. Let your tears be your prayer, for I understand them even before they roll down your cheeks. In the stillness of that vulnerable moment, I will place my comforting hand upon you. My presence is not limited by distance or time. I have the power to reach into your darkest hour and plant a seed of hope that will blossom when the daylight comes again. Take heart, because you are never forsaken. You are mine, and I have always called you by a name that reflects my love. Beloved child, precious soul, treasure of my heart. You may wonder why I permit challenges to arise. Often, in the midst of adversity, your faith is refined. I do not wish to see you suffer, but I know that through hardship, you grow in character, perseverance, and wisdom. Do not be afraid of these tests, for I am with you in each one, offering my hand so you never have to face them alone. Each trial you conquer becomes a testimony of courage and endurance. Each heartache you overcome shapes you into a person of deeper compassion. Let go of any bitterness that tries to take root. Instead, allow my love to soften the areas of your heart where you have experienced pain or disappointment. You will see that through every dark night, I have prepared a radiant morning, filled with renewal. When others belittle you or speak lies about your future, remember that I alone hold your destiny. Their words might sting for a moment, but they cannot change the truth I have spoken over you. You are destined for victory, wholeness, and spiritual freedom. I have woven into your being the capacity to dream, to hope, and to experience transformation in ways beyond your current understanding. If you cling to me and absorb the promises I have made, you will notice how your perspective changes. You will see the walls of impossibility crumble and the doors of blessing open wide. Even in seasons when it feels as though everything is going wrong, I am quietly orchestrating events for your good. When your body feels weakened by sickness or stress, do not think I have abandoned you. Bring your pain to me and let me wrap you in a peace that surpasses human logic. I will stand with you, giving you the resilience to press on and the patience to trust my timing. If healing does not arrive the way you expect or at the moment you most desire, do not lose hope. I see the larger canvas of your life, and I know precisely how to shape each circumstance so that beauty arises out of the hardest places. My methods may be mysterious, but never doubt that I work all things together for the good of those who hold fast to my hand. In the hustle and busyness of your daily routine, it can be easy to lose sight of me. You get drawn into the demands of work, the concerns of family, and the non-stop flow of information around you. I understand how exhausting that can be, yet I invite you to step away, even if only for a brief moment, and rest in my presence. Let your spirit unwind and find restoration in my peace. Listen for my gentle whisper in your heart, reminding you that you are loved, that you matter, and that your life is precious in every detail. My companionship is not restricted to sacred buildings or special ceremonies. I walk with you through the hallways of your office, ride with you in your car, and accompany you as you care for those you hold dear. Wherever you go, I am with you, ready to refresh your soul if you will open yourself to me. If you have been weighed down by guilt, uncertain whether I will accept you, be free from that fear. My forgiveness is boundless, and my affection is not measured by your achievements or your failures. I look at your heart. When you come to me, genuinely sorry and ready to turn away from what has caused your pain, I wash you clean. I remove the burden of shame so you can walk forward confidently. Do not keep dwelling on your past mistakes. Once I have forgiven you, they no longer hold any claim over your future. Trust me enough to move ahead without those chains pulling you backward. Open your eyes to the new possibilities I am placing right before you. You might look back on certain chapters of your life with regret. There may have been choices that brought harm to you or those you love. There might be relationships that ended abruptly, leaving you feeling deserted or betrayed. Understand that I can heal even the wounds you thought would remain forever. If you hand them over to me, I will mend the broken places within. Healing is often a process, so do not be alarmed if it takes some time. Each day, let a bit more of my light in. Each day, trust that I am renewing you from the inside out. One morning, you will awaken to realize that the burdens which once felt impossible to carry have been lifted, replaced by a calm assurance that your heart is safe in my care. Be at peace about the future. Worry will try to tighten its grip on your heart, filling your mind with anxious thoughts about tomorrow. But consider this. I have already gone before you, preparing the path. If you walk with me, step by step, you will see doors open at exactly the right moment. You will encounter the resources and the connections you need. In unexpected ways, I will prove my ability to do more than you can imagine. Keep a spirit of gratitude, and let your faith grow stronger with every answer, every blessing, and even every unanswered question. Though you may not understand everything now, trust that I see the whole picture and that I am working with a deep, unyielding love for your ultimate good. Some days you may feel weighed down by the sorrows in your own heart or the pain you witness in the world. Hatred, cruelty, and injustice can trouble you and make you wonder if goodness will prevail. My beloved child, do not lose hope. My heart breaks along with yours when I see wrongdoing and brokenness. However, I have placed you here as a light bearer. Let your actions, words, and compassion be a reflection of my heart. Even a small act of kindness can send ripples of healing that go far beyond what you see. When you show mercy, you are demonstrating my nature. When you speak encouragement, you are echoing my voice. When you love people who are hard to love, you become a channel of grace that can soften even the hardest soil. You are not alone in this. I will stand beside you, multiplying your efforts and comforting you when you feel discouraged. There will be people who do not understand your faith or your devotion to me. They might ridicule you or question why you keep trusting in a promise that seems invisible. Remember that I do not force anyone to believe. Love them anyway. Be patient, be gracious, and let your life shine in such a way that they see what I have done within you. Over time, some may be drawn to the peace you display, the joy that thrives even in hardship, and the strength you exhibit under pressure. That is how they can come to know me through you. Keep loving them with authenticity, and trust me to touch their hearts in ways that go beyond your human reach. Never forget that I also long to bring them close, just as I have done with you. Let this day be a reminder that I am watching over you continuously. I hear the silent cries of your heart and the deepest yearnings for purpose and belonging. You were made for so much more than the mundane cycles of existence. You were designed to experience life in all its fullness, walking side by side with me, learning how to love without limits and to bless without hesitation. If you allow me, I will expand your capacity to care for others, to serve with humility, and to inspire hope. This abundant life may not always look glamorous, but it will overflow with significance and promise. You will awaken each morning with a sense of anticipation, no longer bogged down by fears of failing or insecurities about whether you are enough. My grace fills those gaps, enabling you to become the person I originally intended you to be. Your household matters to me. Whether it is filled with laughter or tense with conflict, I am ready to pour unity and affection into your family if you permit me. If relationships are strained, invite me into those fractures. Speak to me about the misunderstandings, the disappointments, and the anger that might be simmering below the surface. I am the one who can bring healing, teach forgiveness, and restore bonds that seemed beyond repair. If you place your home in my hands, you will see transformation gradually, day by day. Open your doors to my influence and watch how bitterness loses its hold, replaced by empathy and a willingness to listen. Do not become disheartened if change takes longer than you wish. Realize that every time you love, every time you pray, every time you speak kindness, you are creating space for miracles to unfold in the hearts of those around you. In seasons of loneliness, when it appears that people have drifted away, I want you to remember that I have never left your side. Human relationships can fail, and even good friends can disappoint or move on. My love, however, stands firm throughout the ages. Let me fill that empty space within you, so you do not have to seek validation in places that harm your heart. Draw close to me, and I will be your constant companion, a friend who truly comprehends every facet of you. You can share your joys and sorrows with me, certain that I will never shame you for your weaknesses, nor exploit your secrets. I care for you deeply, and I take delight in every moment you devote to our connection. When unhelpful habits or destructive patterns threaten to pull you away from me, remember that I provide a way out. Temptations and addictions might feel like prisons from which you cannot escape, but my power is stronger than anything that tries to enslave you. I invite you to step into the liberty I have prepared for you. Surrender those harmful inclinations and ask for my help daily. This does not mean you will never be tempted again, but you will have a source of strength that never fails. You will learn to depend on me, gradually breaking free from the cycles that once dragged you down. I celebrate each victory, no matter how small, and I stand ready to encourage you when you feel weak. Lean on me and you will grow more resilient, finding that you are not defined by your struggles, but by the grace that empowers you to overcome them. There will be moments when you question the purpose of your existence. You might look at yourself and think you lack the talents, resources, or opportunities that others seem to have. Do not measure yourself by human standards. Look to me, and I will show you the gifts I have placed in your life. Gifts waiting to be discovered, nurtured, and unleashed for a unique mission. You were created with a distinct combination of strengths, dreams, and experiences that set you apart. If you yield those qualities to my direction, you will accomplish things you never dreamed possible. You will be an instrument of hope to people who need exactly what you have to offer. Keep in mind that my definition of success is often different from the world's. I value humility, integrity, and love more than any earthly accolade. As you walk in alignment with my heart, you will find fulfillment that surpasses fleeting achievement or applause. Do not be afraid of what the future holds. Many voices might predict disaster or chaos, instilling fear about tomorrow. But when you stand under my care, you can be certain of one thing: I remain in control. Even when the world seems unstable, I am your rock of stability. I have promises for you that cannot be undone by earthly circumstances. Hold on to my assurance that you are safe with me. Your faith is a shield that protects you from hopelessness. Keep it strong by staying close to me. Surround yourself with reminders of my love, whether through my words of truth, uplifting songs, or people who share the same hope. The storms will come, but they will not sweep you away. You will face them with courage, because my spirit will guide you, and my light will shine through the darkest clouds. If anger has built up in your heart because of injustices done against you, or if resentment has taken root because of repeated hurts, give those feelings over to me. Let me uproot the bitterness and replace it with peace. Forgiveness does not mean justifying the wrongs done. It means freeing your own soul from the poison of revenge and releasing that person into my hands. I will bring healing, both to you and potentially even to them. You may worry that showing mercy is a sign of weakness, but in reality, forgiveness is an act of remarkable strength. It sets your heart on a path of freedom and opens a door for my grace to flow into places it could not reach before. Let go of the burdens that keep you bound to the past, and trust me to handle what is beyond your control. I take joy in seeing your faith grow. Even the smallest gesture of trust touches my heart, because it shows a willingness to believe I can do more than you can achieve on your own. Do not worry that you do not have enough faith. Focus on the faith you do have, even if it feels small. Plant it in the soil of my promises, and watch it expand into a mighty force. Each time you choose to trust me, instead of giving in to worry, you are watering that faith. Each time you rely on my strength, rather than your own limited resources, you are allowing it to root deeper. Over time, you will look back and marvel at how strong your faith has become, and you will realize that your struggles were never wasted. They were the training ground where your reliance on me developed into unshakable confidence. I know that sometimes you hesitate to come to me in prayer, fearing that you do not have the right words or that you are not spiritual enough. Please understand that I delight in even the simplest conversation from your heart. Speak to me as you would to a dear friend. Tell me your joys, your frustrations, your dreams, and your doubts. There is nothing you cannot share with me. When you invite me into your thoughts, it pleases me more than you imagine. I will meet you right where you are, whether your prayer is articulate or no more than a sigh. My love for you does not depend on polished phrases, but on the sincerity of your heart. Come to me often, and you will learn that prayer is not a ritual, but a relationship that reshapes your entire life. At times you may feel the world's pressures telling you that you are not accomplishing enough, that you need to push harder, move faster, or live up to impossibly high expectations. Breathe, my child. I did not design you to burn out under the weight of constant demands. I created you to experience both meaningful work and restorative rest. Know that it is fine to pause, to take a break, and to regroup when exhaustion sets in. I can work through your times of rest, just as I work through your moments of productivity. Release yourself from the burden of proving your worth. You are already loved. Your value is anchored in who you are to me, not in how many tasks you complete. When you feel a sense of shame creeping in because of past failures, remember I have the power to transform even your worst mistakes into something beautiful. I specialize in redemption. Nothing is too broken for me to mend. I can restore your heart, your relationships, and even your lost opportunities. Bring me your hurts and regrets, and trust that my plans for you have not been destroyed by your failures. I will weave renewal into every corner of your being, creating a life that radiates with hope. This renewal may unfold gradually, but each step you take toward me is a step away from the shadows that once held you captive. Keep believing that I am able to breathe life into the areas you believed were forever gone. If circumstances tempt you to think that I have ceased to care, recall all the times I have guided you out of distress, guarded you from danger, or covered you with comfort in sorrow. You may not always notice my intervention, but I am constantly at work. I protect you in ways beyond your understanding. My shield around you is not always visible, yet it is there, unwavering. When you wake each morning, remember that I have already gone ahead of you, preparing new mercies for that day. Close your ears to the voice of hopelessness. Listen instead for my voice, which speaks messages of grace, encouragement, and second chances. You might be aching for a solution to a specific concern that has weighed on your heart for a long time. Even if you do not see progress right now, do not conclude that I have ignored your prayer. My timing is different from yours, but it is always purposeful. Sometimes I work behind the scenes, orchestrating elements you cannot yet perceive, all to bring about the best possible outcome. During these waiting periods, lean on me and let patience have its way in your spirit. My silence does not equate to absence. Keep coming to me, keep trusting, and remain open to the possibility that the answer might arrive in a form you did not anticipate. I am not limited by your expectations. My ways are higher, and my perspective spans the entirety of your journey. Never forget the greatness of my compassion. I understand your fatigue and frustration. When everything feels overwhelming, picture yourself gently laying your burdens at my feet. Envision me lifting the weight from your shoulders and offering you rest. Do not resist my help because of pride or fear. My arms are open, and my grace is sufficient. Let yourself be held. In that moment of surrender, you will find a profound relief that no worldly comfort can provide. You will realize that you are safe, seen, and completely embraced. Your heart will breathe freely, and you will be reminded that you are never alone, for I am always near, sustaining you with unending affection. Let yourself dream again, no matter how many disappointments have bruised your spirit. Those dreams that have lingered in your heart are not foolish. I often place desires in you that echo something significant in my own heart. Dare to believe that you can aim high, trusting me to guide and refine those dreams into a reality that is beneficial not only to you, but to many others. I have limitless creativity, and I can breathe life into plans you thought were no longer possible. With me, hope endures through the darkest circumstances. Do not be paralyzed by thoughts of failure. Focus on the divine possibilities that emerge when your dreams align with my love and purpose. You will hear people say that life is meaningless or that hope is an illusion. Stand firm, knowing I am the source of genuine hope. Your life has meaning because I am the one who knitted you together with intention. Hold on to the reality of my presence, which infuses every day with significance. When cynicism or despair attempts to poison your outlook, cling to my promises. Remember the many ways I have intervened in your past. My track record of faithfulness is a solid foundation that can carry you through future storms. The energy of my presence enables you to greet each day with confidence, not because of your own strength, but because of the certainty that I am forever steadfast. When you cross paths with people who are hurting, show them the same empathy and compassion I have shown you. Be kind, be gentle, and be patient. The world is full of individuals longing to be seen and heard. Offer a listening ear, a comforting word, or a helping hand. In doing so, you reflect my heart for the suffering and extend a measure of healing that might alter their life course. You do not need a grand platform to impact someone's life positively. Small gestures of love can echo through eternity. I see every act of kindness, even those that seem insignificant. Trust that no good deed is wasted in my economy of grace. If you have faced rejection or betrayal, I grieve with you. I understand how it shatters the heart and sows seeds of mistrust. But take courage, for I am the one who repairs shattered spirits. I can bring you into relationships that honor your worth and enrich your life. Do not close your heart to love because of past wounds. Let me help you heal so that the walls of protection you built do not also lock out genuine connection. You were designed to bond, to share, and to unite with others in ways that mirror the fellowship I long to have with you. Together we can mend the fragments of your brokenness, turning them into a luminous mosaic that tells a story of grace and restoration. I'm continually writing new chapters in your life story. You are not confined to the mistakes of yesterday. You can always choose a new direction, guided by my wisdom. If you are uncertain about your next step, come to me. Let me fill your heart with clarity and show you a path lit by my truth. Whenever you sense confusion, remember that I am not the author of chaos, but of peace. I want you to experience stability and assurance, not to wander in endless doubt. Lift your eyes to me, and I will illuminate your way, even if only one step at a time. That single step of faith can be enough to keep you moving forward, confident that I will continue leading you. When morning comes and you rise to face the day, acknowledge my companionship. Thank me for watching over you during the night and for granting another opportunity to learn, love, and grow. As the sun ascends, let your heart open to the new mercies waiting for you. Even if the day presents trials, remember that I am with you, supplying resilience and grace. In the evening, when you reflect on your victories and defeats, bring them all to me. Rest in the knowledge that your life is enveloped by my kindness. In each cycle of day and night, you will find reasons to be grateful, reasons to hope, and reasons to trust. I want you to move forward unafraid. You are not a prisoner of yesterday's pain or tomorrow's uncertainties. You are free to stand tall, supported by a heavenly strength that never falters. If your mind tries to convince you that you are unworthy, quiet those lies with my truth. You are beloved. You are valuable. You are redeemable. Keep this assurance close to your heart. Whenever you feel weak, cling to me, and I will be your source of unshakable confidence. Step boldly into the future, carrying the lessons you have learned but leaving the shame and fear behind. My arms are always open, ready to hold you steady, my child. I see the dreams you once carried in your heart, the hopes you set aside because you feared they were impossible. Look again at those desires through my perspective. I can awaken them and invigorate them with new life. Trust that with my guidance, any delay or detour can be turned into a testimony of renewal. Many times, a dream has to pass through the fire of waiting and testing so that it emerges refined, prepared to fulfill a greater purpose. Do not give up on the passions I placed in you. Nurture them, pray over them, and be ready to move when I open the door. Open your heart to the calm I long to share with you. Rest in the knowledge that I care deeply about every aspect of your journey. Many voices in this world may try to convince you that your situation is hopeless or that you've wandered too far from where you need to be. Do not let those voices silence the truth I've placed within you. There is a quiet refuge in my presence, a place of stillness and assurance where your soul can lay down the burdens it has been carrying. In that refuge, you can breathe without fear. You can weep if you need to. You can release the anxious thoughts circling your mind. Know that you are never alone, never beyond my reach, and that I will guide you through even the most confusing seasons of life. There will be times when past memories flash through your mind, triggering regrets or shame. You might replay old decisions, wishing you could change them. I ask you to see that I'm doing something new in you, a work of restoration that does not dwell on your old mistakes. I see far beyond what you see. I look at your willingness to grow, to learn, to become more compassionate, and to walk in wisdom. If you keep dwelling on failures you cannot alter, you block yourself from embracing the grace I offer. Let my love wash over those memories, cleansing them of the power to keep hurting you. You will find that through my forgiveness, you gain a broader perspective on who you are becoming, and you will discover that no chapter in your life is unredeemable when you yield it to me. I'm aware of the battles you fight in your thoughts. Sometimes your mind drifts to worst-case scenarios, imagining problems that may never happen. Other times, you wrestle with the weight of unresolved issues, wondering if you have enough strength to overcome. In those moments, turn your attention to me. I am the source of true peace, and I have promised that I will strengthen your mind when you fix your heart upon me. You are free to release your worries. I do not ask you to suppress or deny them, but to bring them into my light, where I can show you that no situation is beyond my ability to handle. Even if solutions do not present themselves quickly, the simple act of drawing near to me can calm the rush of anxiety and grant you the calm you need to think clearly. Let the essence of my compassion fill you, especially in those hours when your mind is turbulent with sorrow. When you're weighed down by concerns about the future or regrets about the past, let these concerns lead you closer to me, not away. If you're uncertain how to pray or what words to speak, remember that I search your heart and already know your deepest needs. Your honest cry of "help me" or "be with me" is enough to stir my hand to move. In the stillness of that vulnerable plea, I respond with unwavering kindness. Even when you cannot find the language for your feelings, I hear the unspoken cries of your spirit, and I am right there to hold you. Take a moment to notice the breath in your lungs, the pulse in your veins, the spark of life in your eyes. These are reminders that you remain under my sustaining power. Each new day brings a renewal of possibilities, a fresh mercy offered without limit. You need not fear the unknown. My care for you extends into every hidden corner of tomorrow. Even now, I prepare people and opportunities that will intersect with your path at the right time. Your task is not to solve every problem in a single moment, but to trust me step by step. As you place one foot ahead of the other, guided by my voice, you will find that my mercy meets your every need. In the moments when discouragement sneaks in, question it. Recall the victories you have already experienced. You have survived challenges that once seemed insurmountable. You have grown through lessons that took you by surprise. You have witnessed glimpses of my love that sustained you during times of despair. Let these memories anchor your hope when negativity tries to consume you. You are still here, pressing forward, because my strength carried you. Let your soul be refreshed by the certainty that I'm not finished with you. What you see as an endpoint may be the very doorway to a new beginning. I work all things together for good, and no setback is beyond my transforming grace. I do not take lightly the pain you feel or the tears you shed. Every tear is precious to me, for it represents a piece of your heart that yearns for resolution. Whether you cry over loneliness, betrayal, confusion, or any other source of sorrow, I am ready to gather those tears and turn them into testimonies of resilience. Do not be ashamed of crying or expressing the depth of your hurt. Healing often emerges through that process of honest release. I want you to trust me, not only with your joys, but also with your sorrow. I am capable of holding it all, and I desire to provide you with relief that flows deeper than any temporary comfort. You can be completely transparent before me, and in that vulnerability, you will discover a unique and unbreakable bond of trust. When you struggle with forgiving those who have caused you harm, know that I see the hurt behind your anger. Forgiveness does not mean you pretend that injustice never occurred. Rather, it means you choose not to let resentment poison your spirit. I can help you walk this path of releasing offenses so you can move forward without the weight of bitterness chaining you to past events. Invite me into that process, and I will gently guide you toward freedom. Where your own capacity to forgive falls short, my boundless grace can fill in the gap. In time, you will look back and realize that letting go made space in your heart for greater empathy and compassion, even toward those who wronged you. When you feel attacked, misunderstood, or falsely accused, allow me to be your shield. You may feel the urge to defend yourself, to prove your worth, or to retaliate against those who have spoken ill of you. But my child, I am your defender. If you remain steadfast in me, I will turn those falsehoods into stepping stones that eventually lead you into greater spiritual maturity. Hold to integrity, speak truth, and trust me to handle what is out of your control. Remember that your real value does not hinge on human approval. You are already cherished beyond measure. No cruel word or unfair judgment can diminish the worth I have placed upon you. I have laid out a destiny for you, and no slander can cancel my plan to complete the good work I've begun in your life. Let your home be a place where my presence flourishes. Even if tensions arise under your roof, do not forget that I can bring calm to the fiercest storms. Lift up the needs of each person who lives with you, acknowledging that I hold the key to every heart. Though frustrations might cause anger to boil over, invite my spirit to help you speak gentle words that foster healing rather than create further division. If wounds run deep, do not lose hope that reconciliation is possible. I can rebuild bridges that seem destroyed beyond repair, although it may take time and willingness from everyone involved. Keep praying, keep loving, keep hoping. I specialize in turning chaos into harmony, especially when you surrender your household into my steady hands. When you look at the world outside your door, you may see conflicts, injustice, and a brokenness that seems to multiply. It is easy to become disheartened, to wonder if anything can change for the better. I urge you to remember that I am love, and I have placed within you a spark of that same love to share. Do not underestimate the power of a single act of kindness or a heartfelt prayer. One gesture of compassion can ripple outward in ways you may never fully see. You are not responsible for fixing everything, but you are called to shine where you are. Let your actions align with my heart for the afflicted and the needy. When you do so, you stand as a living testimony that hope still exists, that empathy is alive, and that healing can begin in the smallest but most genuine ways. In your daily work, whatever form it takes, invite me to be part of it. Whether you are caring for loved ones, studying, managing a business, or serving in any capacity, your labor has significance when you do it as an extension of my character. Approach each task with diligence, knowing I see your efforts and appreciate the devotion you pour into them. Even if your responsibilities seem mundane, they can become avenues of blessing for others when carried out with a heart that reflects my goodness. Remember that your worth is not determined by your job title or your accomplishments, but by the love and sincerity you bring into each endeavor. I am not more present in grand achievements than I am in humble service. In every effort, I am delighted to walk alongside you. When you yearn for clear guidance, bring your plans before me. Tell me what you hope for, what you fear, what you find exciting, and what confuses you. Then, pause to listen for the subtle ways I may respond. I might bring confirmation through a sense of peace that settles in your heart, through a trusted friend's timely words, or through an opportunity that aligns perfectly with what you have prayed about. Sometimes I will close one door to open another. Although that can be disappointing initially, trust that I am steering you away from pitfalls you cannot see, toward paths that will bring deeper fulfillment. Patience is an act of faith. Believe that my timing, though different from yours, is set in love and wisdom. Consider the passions in your heart that continue to surface, those skills or dreams that might have been placed on hold. Examine whether they reflect values of compassion, integrity, and service. If they do not dismiss them. Pray over them and allow me to refine and direct them. The gifts and talents I have given you are not random. They serve a purpose in the larger framework of your life. If a passion is genuine, it can be harnessed to bring hope to others and develop your character in the process. Do not fall into the trap of comparing your path to someone else's. You have your own calling, shaped by experiences that are uniquely yours. When you embrace the place I have for you, you will find a contentment that cannot be mimicked by chasing someone else's vision. In moments of physical weakness or when health concerns arise, do not think that I have abandoned you. Your body may struggle at times, but I remain the sustainer of your spirit. Seek the help you need. Take care of yourself, listen to the wisdom that is available, and trust me to be your strength. Even in the valley of physical trials, I can bring moments of deep intimacy and revelation. Some of the most profound encounters people have with me occur in their frailty, because in vulnerability, hearts often become more open to receive my presence. Allow me to walk with you in your discomfort, to steady you, and to comfort you in a way only I can. You might carry unseen wounds from unkind words or actions inflicted on you. The echoes of those hurts may linger, influencing how you view yourself and how you relate to others. Know that I am fully aware of these hidden injuries, and I ache to see you bound by them. My hand can reach into those recesses of your heart and restore wholeness where you believed only brokenness could exist. That healing might come through gentle, incremental changes as you pray, meditate on my love, or confide in a wise friend. It might come through a sudden insight that liberates you from years of harmful self-perception. However it happens, trust that if you continually invite me into those parts of your soul, I will guide you toward freedom and a healthier sense of who you are. If you struggle to believe you deserve my love, remember that my affection for you is not based on merit, but on who I am. I set my love upon you long before you ever acknowledged me. There is nothing you can do to earn it or destroy it. My love remains constant, reaching into every area of your life. Even if you question your own worth, I look at you and see infinite value. I formed you with a purpose, and I want you to see yourself through my eyes, treasured, worthy, and loved beyond measure. Let go of the fear that you have to be flawless to receive my favor. Let me pour out my kindness on you simply because you are my beloved child. Wherever you go, whether you travel to distant lands or remain in familiar surroundings, I am at your side. You cannot escape my attention, nor do I wish you to hide from me. My heart's desire is to walk with you, talking about the wonders of life, comforting you in your worries, and celebrating each breakthrough. There is no corner of your existence I do not care about. While others might lose patience or interest, I remain deeply invested in you. When you stumble, I urge you to stand again. When you celebrate, I rejoice alongside you. When you weep, I bring comfort that penetrates beyond human explanation. This is the essence of my commitment to you, unconditional and everlasting. Certain relationships in your life might feel strained, leaving you longing for mutual understanding. You might sense a widening gap, unsure how to mend it. Remember that a gentle word can diffuse hostility, that a sincere apology can soften hardened hearts, and that consistent prayer can invite my intervention in ways unseen. Do not give up on the possibility of reconciliation. Keep an attitude of humility, acknowledging your own imperfections while refusing to let pride or resentment take control. If the other person remains distant, keep your heart open, trusting that in time, I can create circumstances that lead to healing. You do not walk this path alone. My compassion envelops both you and the one from whom you feel separated. There is a melody in your spirit that I placed within you. It resonates with creativity, joy, and a longing for connection. Sometimes you allow that melody to be drowned out by the noises of worry, regret, or busyness. I invite you to find moments of stillness so you can hear that internal song once again. Let it remind you of your identity and the beauty of life. It might be expressed through art, through writing, through acts of service or through simple expressions of gratitude. However it emerges, remember that it originates from a sacred place within you. It is a reflection of my imprint on your soul, a sign that you were created for more than mere survival. I recognize that you might have questions about injustice, suffering, or the sorrow that exists in the world. It is natural to wonder why pain persists if I am truly loving and powerful. Understand that the complexities of free will, the presence of human choices, and the process of growth in a world not yet perfected all play roles in the challenges you see. My heart grieves with every cruelty, but my plan is to ultimately restore and heal. In the meantime, I empower you to be a force of empathy and righteousness in the midst of brokenness. When you see pain, respond with compassion, trusting that each compassionate act weaves more hope into the human story. It is not an easy journey, but it is one that reveals the depth of love, resilience, and the capacity for renewal I have placed within you and within humanity. Look at your inner landscape. Are there dreams you've set aside because you feel unworthy or ill-equipped? Remember that I choose individuals not because they are flawless, but because they are willing to be shaped and taught. If a particular dream still burns in your heart, bring it to me. Ask for clarity, for direction, and for the provisions you need to pursue it. Sometimes your journey through setbacks is the exact preparation that refines your character and equips you to achieve those goals with humility. Embrace the process. You may find that detours teach you essential lessons that prepare you for a new season where your vision can become reality. Let your prayers be an open dialogue rather than a monologue. When you speak, also pause to listen. I will not always answer in thunderous revelations. Often, I guide you through small yet significant impressions in your heart. It might be a consistent sense of peace about a certain direction or a quiet feeling of caution that urges you to wait. If you sense that you should reach out to someone, do so with a loving heart. If you feel compelled to step away from a particular situation, trust that I may be shielding you from harm. Cultivating an attentive spirit will deepen your ability to discern my guidance. Do not be discouraged if you make mistakes along the way. Each misstep can be turned into an opportunity for growth when you stay connected to me. Try to see interruptions in your day not as nuisances, but as potential moments for grace to manifest. Your schedule might be disrupted by someone who needs a comforting word or a small act of kindness. Instead of resenting these detours, consider that I might be opening your eyes to an immediate need that only you can fill in that moment. When you follow these gentle nudges, you become a channel of blessing. In the end, you too will feel enriched by the love you have shared. Keep your heart open, because sometimes the greatest impacts occur in those unplanned interactions. You may fear that your life is too ordinary, or that you have little influence. I tell you that greatness in my eyes is measured by how faithfully and lovingly you live, not by fame or recognition. Even the smallest gesture of selflessness can echo throughout eternity. Be faithful in the small things, and remember that I see every step you take in kindness, every effort to hold back anger, every choice to forgive, and every attempt to be a light in someone's darkness. These acts create a legacy more valuable than any earthly accolade. You will discover that as you live in alignment with my heart, you gain a fulfillment that no external achievement could ever match. Lift your face toward the vastness of the sky. Let it remind you that I am unlimited in creativity and possibility. Just as the horizons stretch far beyond what your eyes can perceive, so does my plan for you exceed what you can conceive in this moment. When challenges come, do not shrink back. Instead, remember that I walk beside you, giving you courage to tackle every obstacle. You are not defined by your limitations, because I am the one who supplies power in your moments of weakness. Each new day presents a chance to step forward with renewed faith, If you encounter doubts about who you are or where you belong, seek my perspective. My words about you are unchanging. I call you valuable, chosen, and beloved. When you are bombarded by messages that contradict this truth, return to my promises. Let them anchor you, reminding you that nothing can snatch you from my hand. Even if your feelings fluctuate, the reality of my steadfast presence remains. The more you dwell on my truth, the more you will experience deep-seated assurance. You might not always feel strong, but as you abide in me, you will grow in resilience and clarity about your identity. I encourage you to find moments of praise in your life, even in difficulty. Gratitude has the power to shift your outlook, opening your eyes to my faithfulness. Notice the small miracles, a kind word from a friend, a sunny morning after days of rain, a meal that nourishes you, or a moment of laughter in the midst of stress. These may seem like tiny comforts, but collectively they reflect my hand at work, providing hope in daily life. As you cultivate gratitude, your heart will lighten and a fresh optimism will arise, reminding you that you are never without reason to trust in a brighter tomorrow. Stay close to me when you feel tempted by things that promise temporary thrills but leave lasting damage. You may sense the allure of unhealthy habits, relationships, or escapism. These may seem to offer solace for your pain or a distraction from your responsibilities, but in the end, they cannot fill the space in your heart that only I can occupy. Be honest with yourself about what truly nourishes your soul versus what numbs you. I want you to live abundantly, which means shedding the habits and influences that drain life from your spirit. If you sense a recurring temptation, talk to me about it. I will give you the wisdom and self-control you need to stand firm. You do not have to face these battles alone. Understand that I am a God of new horizons, constantly inviting you to learn, to evolve, and to thrive. You are not sentenced to remain in your old patterns if you genuinely desire transformation. Each time you align your heart with mine, you step closer to the abundant life I want for you. That life encompasses emotional health, spiritual depth, and the joy of sharing love with those around you. Do not let discouragement convince you that change is out of reach. It might be gradual, but step by step, you will witness my grace reshaping your thoughts, healing your emotions, and renewing your sense of purpose. I see the silent burdens you carry for those you love. You long for them to experience blessings, health, or a breakthrough in their own struggles. Bring these desires to me. Ask for discernment in how best to support them. Love them without trying to control them. Remember that I work in the hearts of others in ways you cannot fully see. It can be painful to watch someone you care about go through hardship, but understand that I am actively at work in their story as well. You can intercede on their behalf, and I hear your heartfelt petitions. Leave room for me to guide, to intervene, and to reveal my love to them in a time and manner that I know is most effective. Even in moments of personal triumph or celebration, do not forget me. It is easy to remember to pray when you struggle, but I also love to share in your joy. When something wonderful happens, let your gratitude overflow. Acknowledge that every good thing ultimately has its source in my generosity. This posture of thankfulness creates a deeper bond between us and opens your eyes to even more reasons to rejoice. As you celebrate the blessings, big or small, your heart remains open to my continuous desire to bless you further. Let gratitude become a joyful rhythm in your life, echoing my faithfulness in every season. Keep in mind that I'm not a distant spectator who sets the world in motion and then steps away. I'm intimately involved, weaving compassion into the fabric of human existence through individuals just like you. When you show kindness to a neighbor, when you encourage someone who feels invisible, when you forgive an offense that could easily spiral into resentment, you become part of this living embodiment of love. You do not walk the earth merely as an observer, but as a carrier, of my grace. Each day grants you new opportunities to show empathy, patience, and genuine care. In doing so, you reflect my character to those who might never open a sacred text or step into a place of worship. You become the evidence that love still thrives, that hope remains a powerful force. Though life might sometimes appear to be a cycle of gains and losses, understand that I remain a constant anchor. Nothing can separate you from my love, no matter how your circumstances shift. You might lose people, possessions, or illusions you once clung to, but you will never lose me. I'm fully committed to walking every mile with you, from the joyous peaks to the sorrowful valleys. Place your confidence in this eternal truth. You belong to me, and I am fully devoted to your well-being. If you keep turning your heart to me, you will find rest, courage, and clarity that surpass anything the world can provide. When your own strength feels insufficient, my strength is made perfect in your weakness. There is no shame in acknowledging your limits. In fact, recognizing where you end and I begin is a crucial aspect of spiritual maturity. Let me fill the gaps you cannot fill. Let me carry you when the burden is too great. Through this union of your trust and my power, remarkable miracles can unfold. You do not need to have it all together. Surrender the pretense of self-sufficiency and let my boundless resources sustain you. This is not about giving up. It is about opening yourself to a greater measure of my capabilities and discovering that true might is found in partnership with me. It pleases me to watch you develop a relationship with my words of life. When you immerse yourself in them, you fortify your mind with truth that repels deception. The more you internalize these truths, the more readily you recognize and dismiss the lies that try to infiltrate your heart. My desire is that you feed your spirit daily with messages that instill hope, conviction, and love. Let the words resonate, meditating upon them until they shape your decisions and outlook. If you do not know where to start, simply begin by reflecting on my nature: loving, patient, just, and merciful. Aligning your mindset with who I am will safeguard you against feelings of despair or condemnation. No matter how old or young you are, no matter your status or your past, my call remains for you to live boldly, fueled by love. You might be tempted to think it's too late to make a difference, or that you have no influence. Yet as long as you draw a breath, you have the ability to impact the world around you. It might be through raising children to know kindness, assisting neighbors who need a helping hand, volunteering your time, or simply offering a compassionate smile to a stranger who feels invisible. Every act of benevolence counts. Each one is a reflection of my heart in action, and I cherish your willingness to be an instrument of my peace and joy. Never underestimate the power of rest. In a culture that demands constant output, it is crucial that you take moments to be still. Rest is not laziness. It is a necessary rhythm I established for your well-being. When you pause from your labors, you allow your mind, body, and spirit to recover. It is also an act of trust, acknowledging that the universe will not collapse without your ceaseless effort. Such rest opens a space for you to sense my presence more fully, to gain new insights, and to replenish the energy you need to fulfill your responsibilities with excellence. Embrace rest as a gift I designed, meant to nurture and strengthen you. Gaze at the night sky when doubts about my greatness arise. Observe its vastness, the countless lights shimmering in the darkness. Let it remind you that I hold the cosmos in order, yet I still care about the most detailed aspects of your life. This paradox, my power over the infinite and my love for the individual, demonstrates the magnitude of my character. You are surrounded by wonders if you choose to see them. Let nature's beauty and complexity lift your thoughts above the trivial worries. As you stand in awe, let your heart soak in the realization that if I care for the stars, the oceans, and the creatures of the earth, how much more do I care for you? formed in my image and cherished with an unfading passion. You may feel overwhelmed by responsibilities or by the pace at which change is happening around you. Understand that it is permissible to slow down, to seek my face in silence and reflection. I do not hurry you into transformation. Instead, I invite you into a process, step by step, moment by moment. As you learn to be patient with yourself, you will discover how my patient love has always been holding you. Growth is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is a gentle unfolding, like a flower blossoming in the morning light. It may take time for you to realize the depth of the transformation taking shape within you, but each bit of progress is meaningful. When painful memories resurface, do not run from them in fear. Instead, bring them into the healing environment of my presence. Let me show you how to release the grip they have on your heart. Yes, they are part of your story, but they need not dictate your future. As you confront these memories openly before me, I will provide the comfort and insight you need to integrate them in a way that no longer causes you harm. Over time, these very memories can become a source of empathy and wisdom, allowing you to extend support to others who struggle with similar wounds. Learn to appreciate your journey. Even if it has been fraught with difficulties, it has also held moments of beauty, lessons learned, and personal growth. Embrace the totality of your path, recognizing that every step, whether joyful or painful, has shaped your character. Offer each aspect of your story back to me, so that I may redeem and use it for a purpose that glorifies my love. Do not despise the slow progress or the setbacks you have encountered. These are chapters in a larger narrative, and I see how each piece can be woven into a meaningful whole that blesses not only you, but many around you. Search your heart for areas where fear of failure is preventing you from taking a leap of faith. Ask me to reveal where caution has turned into stagnation. Taking risks aligned with my guidance can lead to breakthroughs you never imagined. I do not promise that you will never encounter obstacles, but I do promise my companionship every step of the way. If you stumble, I will be there to steady you. If you fall, I will be there to lift you. Let my unwavering commitment to your growth give you the courage to attempt new endeavors, trusting that even setbacks can be part of a grander strategy for your life. I long for you to know how deeply and personally I am involved with you. I am not a distant figure, satisfied to watch from afar. I delight in each expression of trust you send my way, every sincere prayer, every moment of wonder, every time you choose to believe in me, despite your circumstances. My heart leaps with joy when you turn away from negativity and toward compassion. You were created to reflect aspects of my nature to the world, to be a living testimony of goodness, hope, and reconciliation. When people see your patience, they catch a glimpse of my patience. When they see your kindness, they experience a hint of my kindness. Do not underestimate the value of these daily demonstrations of love. Be alert to the inclination to isolate yourself when life becomes taxing. The hurt you experience might tempt you to build walls around your heart to avoid potential pain, while solitude can be healing if you use it to reconnect with me. Alienation can deprive you of the support and encouragement I designed you to receive through relationships. People are imperfect, and conflicts are inevitable, but do not give up on the beauty that can form when hearts unite, despite differences. I have created humans to thrive in community. Your gifts, your thoughts, and your presence have a role in someone else's life, just as their uniqueness can enrich you. Seek healthy connections and be willing to open your heart to those who genuinely care. When you encounter someone who challenges your patience or provokes anger, remember that they too carry hidden burdens. This does not excuse abusive behavior, but it can help you respond with understanding rather than simple retaliation. Sometimes, the cruelty or harsh words you face are a reflection of that person's inner turmoil. Be mindful, but also be discerning about how close you allow them to come if their actions consistently harm you. Maintain healthy boundaries where needed, but never let hatred take root in your soul. Offer compassion where it is safe and wise to do so, and pray for transformation that only my presence can achieve within them. I notice the times you feel inadequate. You might see others achieving milestones you have yet to reach, and you wonder if you've fallen behind. In those moments, let me remind you that your life is not a competition. Each soul has its own timing and path. Your significance lies in walking faithfully where I lead you, not in keeping pace with another's journey. Celebrate the successes of others, trusting that I have a unique unfolding for your story. By doing so, you keep envy at bay, and you maintain a heart ready to enjoy blessings that come at the appropriate time for you. When you sense something stirring in your spirit, a call to greater prayer, a desire for deeper study, or a yearning to devote more of yourself to me, don't brush it aside. Such stirrings are invitations from my heart to yours. They signify that I am drawing you into closer intimacy, offering you the chance to experience me in a fuller, richer way. You might question whether you are worthy or equipped for such depth, but please do not let that stop you. I equip those who are willing. If you simply come as you are, with an open and earnest heart, I will meet you. I will pour my wisdom, my presence, and my peace into your daily living, making even the ordinary moments sacred. You may have encountered disappointments in your faith, times when you expected a certain outcome and it did not happen. Realize that I see from a vantage point you cannot access. Sometimes, preserving you from a short-lived gain paves the way for a long-term blessing. At other times, adversity fosters growth within you that serves a larger purpose. While it is okay to express disappointment or confusion, never forget that my love is unwavering. I bring good even out of situations that feel devastating. Hold on to hope, and you will eventually see how I was weaving an intricate pattern for your benefit and the benefit of those around you. When doubts about me arise, bring them directly to me. I am not threatened by your questions, your frustrations, or your uncertainties. True faith does not require blind acceptance. It thrives on honest dialogue and openness. If something troubles you about the world or about what you believe, let me be part of your struggle. Seek wisdom, in my words, in the counsel of trusted voices, and in your own prayerful reflection. Slowly, clarity will emerge. Sometimes it arrives through a fresh understanding that shifts your perspective just enough to see my hand at work in a previously overlooked way. Allow my compassion to soften any cynicism that has taken root in your heart. Life can be harsh, and witnessing heartbreak or injustice can cloud your outlook. Remember, though, that compassion is stronger than cynicism. Let it lead you to pray for those who are hurting, to advocate for those who have no voice, and to stand beside those who feel alone. As you act out of genuine empathy, you become a channel of my healing to a suffering world. Over time, your own faith is strengthened, and you gain a deeper sense of purpose. Even if your efforts appear small in the face of great need, trust that I can multiply them in ways beyond your immediate sight. When you feel a sense of emptiness, uncertain of your direction or achievements, pause and refocus on the purpose of your existence: to love me, to love others, and to walk in communion with the one who fashioned you. Your life gains clarity when these core principles guide your decisions and your relationships. Material accomplishments, while not inherently wrong, are not the ultimate measure of a fulfilled life. Connect with my love daily. Nurture bonds of trust and generosity in your circle of influence. Do this, and you will find that the emptiness recedes, replaced by a growing sense of alignment with my intention for you. Receive comfort in knowing that I never run out of second chances. If you fail today, I am here to help you start again tomorrow. If you betray your conscience, I am ready to receive your repentance and guide you toward repair. If you lose hope, I will patiently remind you that hope in me is never misplaced. This cycle of falling and rising is integral to the human experience, and I walk it with you every time. You are never disqualified from my love, no matter how many times you stumble. Let this promise settle in your heart, freeing you from guilt and freeing you to grow, to learn, and to try again. Seasons of life change. Childhood to adolescence, adulthood to later years, one career to the next, one location to another. Some changes bring excitement, others bring grief, and still others bring uncertainty. Through every transition, I remain your constant. The circumstances around you may shift, but I hold you through them. Embrace change as an opportunity for renewed perspective and fresh beginnings. If fear arises, acknowledge it before me. Let my comforting hand rest upon your heart, reminding you that in my presence, you have an unshakable foundation. Every season can be fruitful if you are open to letting me guide you, even when the path takes unexpected turns. When blessings come, share them. You are not designed to hoard good fortune solely for yourself. Whether it's time, resources, wisdom, or kindness, be willing to pass them on. Generosity reflects my nature, and as you practice it, you will notice an even greater fullness in your own life. This is not about seeking personal gain. It is about living in alignment with the flow of love I have woven into creation. When you freely give from what you have received, you become an active participant in the cycle of blessing. You will discover that a giving heart experiences deeper joy and sees my provisions multiplied in remarkable ways. If you ever feel unprepared for the challenges ahead, rest assured that I prepare you incrementally. Each day brings lessons that strengthen you for future tasks. You might not see the full scope of these lessons yet, but they accumulate. Moments that feel insignificant, like learning patience through a minor frustration, can prove invaluable when you face a greater test later. Trust this process. Stay attentive to the ways I teach you, whether through scripture, through events, through people, or through an inner stirring of conscience. Over time, you will see that your character has been molded in ways you might never have chosen on your own, but that equip you for a higher calling than you once imagined. If you feel conflicted about the gap between your ideals and your reality, don't despair. That gap can serve as a compass pointing you toward the growth your soul yearns for. Where you notice personal shortcomings, confess them and invite my guidance. Where you see potentials for improvement in your environment, take small steps of constructive action. Let that tension be a catalyst for becoming more loving, patient, and brave. I work through the very tension you experience, using it to shape your desires and your direction. Surrender it to me and watch as I transform disappointment into determination, confusion into clarity, and longing into action steeped in compassion. Pause now to reflect on the breath you take at this moment. Let it symbolize the gift of life that flows within you, sustained by my spirit. Even in the rush of daily responsibilities, you can pause for just a second to remember that I am here, that I love you, and that you can breathe out tension and breathe in trust. Make these small pauses a habit. They will ground you in the present and remind you that you are carried by a love far greater than any worry that tries to claim your attention. In these pauses, you reaffirm our bond, a bond of creator and creation, father and child, guide and follower. Look around and realize that no person is beyond the reach of my love. This includes those you find difficult to understand or those whose actions you disapprove of. If you struggle with hatred or judgment, bring that struggle to me. Ask me to open your eyes so you can see the hurt behind their behaviors. This does not mean tolerating injustice or harmful actions, but it means letting compassion lead your decisions and words. Sometimes, love takes the form of healthy boundaries or firm truth, yet it is still rooted in the desire to see healing and genuine change. You become a carrier of that love when you refuse to see anyone as irredeemable. It warms my heart when you find delight in simple things. A shared meal with friends, a walk in nature, a child's laughter, or a moment of silent awe. I placed a capacity for wonder in your spirit. Nurture it. Allow yourself to be moved by beauty and kindness. These experiences, though they might appear small, are powerful reminders of the goodness still present in the world. When you savor these moments, you cultivate a spirit of joy and gratitude that spills over into how you treat others. This attentiveness to small blessings can fortify your soul, reminding you that despite the trials, life holds gifts of grace waiting to be noticed. Your worth is not a competition. Many voices say you must do more, achieve more, or possess more to be valued. My voice calls you to rest in the knowledge that who you are is already immensely valued in my eyes. If you chase value in external accomplishments alone, you risk forgetting the inherent dignity I gave you from the start. That dignity remains, no matter the fluctuations in your circumstances. By embracing it, you free yourself from the pressure to constantly prove you matter. Instead, you begin to live from a place of confidence and calm, aware that your identity is secure in my love, independent of outside validation. Lean on me in your loneliness. When you feel no one understands the nuances of your emotions, I see them all. When you sense that no one hears your cry, I hear it clearly. Though human relationships are vital, and I encourage you to foster them, they may still leave certain longings unmet. Allow me to fill those gaps. In the quiet stillness, in prayer or reflection, you may discover a companionship that transcends the limitations of the human condition. Then, when you connect with people, it is not from a place of desperation, but from a place of wholeness, allowing genuine bonds to form without the burden of seeking completeness in them alone. If you have lost something dear, be it a cherished relationship, an opportunity, or a sense of security, grief is natural. I understand how painful it can be to release what once felt so stable. Let me sit with you in that grief. There is no rush. Healing takes time. Tears have their place, and sorrow can cleanse the heart of illusions, making space for new growth. Over time, I can help you gather the fragments and form a renewed perspective, but do not feel pressured to speed through your mourning. I walk with you patiently, offering consolation and the promise that no loss can separate you from my abiding love. Rejoice in the reality that you can always begin again. Each sunrise marks the mercy that dawns daily for you. Regardless of what has passed, you can align yourself anew with my guidance. Bring me your regrets and your failures, and let me exchange them for encouragement and purpose. You are not bound to yesterday's choices if your heart seeks transformation today. Move forward with a sense of hope, confident that I see every effort you make to align your life with the principles of love and truth. My grace is sufficient, and my power is perfected in your honesty and willingness to be led. Keep close to my heart, and you will realize that the load you carry grows lighter. This does not mean you will never encounter adversity, but it does mean you will not face it alone or unequipped. My spirit provides insight when confusion reigns, solace when tears fall, and courage when fear roars. Allow yourself to trust in my unfading commitment to you. Let this trust anchor you, so that no matter how the winds swirl, you remain stable in your identity as one who is unconditionally loved and guided. Embrace this moment, knowing you are cherished, and step into the unfolding future with faith that I will never leave your side. Amen.